Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Hairdryer Treatment with me, Casey. We got a couple of guests today. We got Kishan, the co-host as well, and excited to announce. Actually, should I let you announce? Come on, you want to make the announcement?
Maybe now on I can be called as the Liverpool Xiao.
And what's the announcement?
Yeah, what's your announcement? Your big announcement.
Well, what do you mean?
Okay, never mind. I'll just announce it. Pleased to announce that Liverpool Xiao, aka Kumar, has signed on with a 6-month contract with a probation to the Hairdryer Treatment. Welcome.
Yep, I'm very blessed right now to be part of this team.
All right. Okay. We have a guest in the studio. Kishan, do you want to say anything?
No, I think I'm good lah. So let's
say something. Say something.
Should I say something? I think like how do you guys find like last week's episode? Like, do drop some comments or like interact with us on our Twitter page. Like, let us know where we can improve. I think now we shall pass on to our guest, Harish.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, hi guys, thanks for inviting me over to your podcast. My name is Harish and I've been supporting Chelsea for over 16 years. So, I'll be looking to give some insight for Chelsea. So, thanks guys again for allowing me in this podcast.
Pleasure to have you on board.
Sure, man, no problem. Okay, so get things started off. Let's talk about last week's games, okay? First game. Spurs versus West Ham. Okay, what do you think about Spurs versus West Ham? the highlight of it was the commentator for me at the end.
I think, yeah, I agree with that, man. Oh, it's a crazy game.
I missed the last few minutes of the game. Like, what happened? Like, I mean, I knew it was like a 3-all draw, but
okay, it was an absolute thunder bastard. Lanzini just like the ball was going all around from a throw-in, I think, and then it bounced, and then someone cleared it from the Spurs team. I think it was Winks, and then it just bounced to the edge of the area. And you know that goal Rooney scored against Newcastle, the one where he was arguing with the referee, and then he jogged back, and then he just smashed one from outside.
Right.
Very reminiscent
But
of
that
that.
first touch was absolutely brilliant.
Would you say it's more like Cameron Jerome? Remember the 3-all draw? Like, he scored one long range.
That was a long time ago.
That was probably 8 years back, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I think the Spurs game and the Chelsea game were pretty similar. In terms of scoreline, of course, 3-3 as well, and in terms of how the game changed in the second half. So, Harish, you want to talk about Chelsea's game?
Yeah, I mean, Chelsea, as usual at the start of the season, I mean, we bought all the attacking players and, with all the firepower that we needed. I think Werner, especially getting the 2 goals, I was really, really happy that he got the 2 goals. I mean, the first goal was absolutely brilliant, whereby he turned the defender, I think it was Bednarek, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
So, that skill to actually go past him and go past at least 4 or 5 players, that's what Chelsea has been missing actually for a very long time. Because Chelsea, we don't have all those fast players. Usually you have like a target man, like a Giroud,
his
Morata.
goal was quite similar to Payet though for West Ham. I don't know if you guys remember that one where.
Yes. Yeah, so it was...
the solo goal, I think I might remember.
And then the second goal was absolutely brilliant from Jorginho. He brings that passing capability and...
Werner's control though.
Yeah, Werner's control.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah, and that's a really tough finish, I think, to get that second goal. But then again, we were so in control again, but it just takes one defensive lapse to let the opposition score. That's been the story for Chelsea's season so far, and in fact for the past season as well, it has been happening time and time again, which I'll get into more in depth later on on the issues that we face. And I think Southampton really deserved the draw. They fought really well in the second half. They had more possession, they were attacking more, pressing us high with Ings and Adams, and it caused us so much of problems, and they really deserved the draw in the end, and they could have snatched it. I was really worried if they're going to concede the 4th goal, because with Kepa and the defense, it doesn't give us any confidence at all.
Shout out to Peter Cech, who's come out of retirement to play for Premier League.
We'll talk more about that later.
Yes. So United 4-1. I think, Kishan, you predicted something very similar. I think it was 4-0.
I did say 4-0 last week, and I did got called out for it, saying we might not have that amount of goals. I mean...
Okay, to be fair, all 3 goals came after the 85th minute. Something happened. I think Pogba saying...
Football's a 90-minute game, man.
Fair enough. Okay,
but it's all about the 3 points in the end, right?
The 3 points was more important, but the timing of the goal might... you might tell a different story, but we actually did dominated throughout the whole game. Like, after conceding, we actually did dominated the whole game. It's that our final ball wasn't that great. And that's why we did score pretty, the last 10 minutes. I would say Newcastle's pretty lucky though.
Newcastle's keeper was actually carrying an injury.
Oh.
Yeah, he was...
But that was midway through the game, right?
No, it was about I can't remember, but I remember it's around 60, 70 minutes. He picked up an
Yes.
injury. He wasn't moving well. I don't know why Steve Bruce didn't make the sub,
But
but
it was decent throughout the game.
he was
He was absolutely
he
brilliant.
was something else. I think he could make the move, honestly, to a bigger club, like maybe next season.
No,
or
I
next
think he
summer.
should just stay and try to get the first spot ahead of Dubravka.
Probably, yeah.
I think Dubravka's
He makes
injured
a
or
good shout.
something. if
Yeah,
I'm not
and I
wrong.
think it's a very good shot for him to take over.
So what's the last game? Liverpool. Mr. Liverpool Xiao.
Man.
I think we were talking about this a bit last podcast.
I
The
would like to-
unfortunate
I would
injury.
like to point out I got the prediction right, spot on.
Yeah.
Oh wait, the score prediction, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We got another prediction right. So the Virgil van Dijk injury.
Oh
Oh,
my
yeah.
god.
Not a laughing matter, of course, but the Liverpool fans' reaction on Twitter is a laughing matter for me.
Mm.
But no, yeah, go ahead. Like, tell me what you think.
Nah. First of all, I'd like to say that all those Liverpool fans out there, please do not overreact and make us look like fools, because Van Dijk is not dead. He's coming back. Yeah, but yeah, pretty much. It's a very bad injury, and I think it's good. Our season is going to suffer quite a lot because Alisson and Van Dijk has been the backbone for last season, especially. So they have actually carried us through all those tough times as a defensive unit.
I mean, we did cover last week, like,
Mm.
who was the more important player,
Yeah,
Henderson or
correct.
Van Dijk. I think this is season we're going to see, like, if Van Dijk is more important than Henderson, because we did see, like, Henderson may or may not have been important last season,
But
but he was missing, like,
correct.
lot of
But
the games.
Van Dijk, I think the games that he played, we actually had 75% win rate with him in the side. Without
70
him,
what? 75?
75, almost
Ooh.
75% in win rate. So without him, I think we are going to suffer a lot. But hopefully, I think there's a glimmer of hope. Fabinho, no one expected him to step up into the centre back role, and I think
mean,
he's doing quite well in that.
yeah, we did cover last week.
Yeah,
last
we
week,
did. We did talk about it last week. Yeah,
because I did mention that Gomez is not, like, reliable at the back.
oh my god, the guy is a clumsy fella. I swear to God.
Joe Gomez.
Yeah, he's just too. His head is not. He's not thinking straight whenever he makes these tackles. So I think he. Maybe solely it comes down to his defensive partner, but Van Dijk.
Confidence as well, right?
Yeah, his confidence being taken a hit as well a lot.
But now with Van Dijk out of the picture, like, out of the back, like, the back line, like, who's going to come and take command of the back line? Because
Okay,
it's very, I wouldn't say inexperienced, but it's a very young back line you have.
Okay, I would say just stick to Arnold and Robertson at fullback, of course. Centre back, I think we should go with Fabinho, and I think we should go with Matip. A bit
but
more composed.
Who's going to control the back line?
Back line, probably Fabinho. I think he's quite decent
I
in
think
that.
I think Klopp did make some comments in the aftermath of the Ajax game, whereby I think he's getting Fabinho to actually lead the team and really lead the charge up in terms of the high line, because I think recently Liverpool is playing this high line, especially this season, and that's the point I wanted to make. Whether does that affect the style of play now? Because with Robertson and Arnold actually going forward, it was Van Dijk that was like the colossus at the back, and missing such a player, would it affect your style of play? Whether, because right now you're playing a high line.
Yep.
I saw against Ajax, I think we did not really play that high line.
Yeah,
It
correct.
was getting adapted.
That's
So
actually a very, very good point. What I didn't realize up till now,
Yes.
Virgil van Dijk's absence from the side
yes,
is going to hamper Liverpool's fullbacks. Because Liverpool's fullbacks are not going to have the confidence to push up as much.
Yep.
And a lot of
I think we did see that against Ajax.
Liverpool's
Yes.
goals and all that come from your fullbacks. The assists from
Yes.
Arnold and Robertson alone
Yeah.
last season is testament to that. Is testament to that. So yeah, that's a very good point actually, with regards to another dimension to Virgil van Dijk's absence.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Pickford, man. Not Pickford, it's a prick, I'm telling you.
Gonna tag him in this.
Oh my
but,
God.
Before we go to Pickford, like, I feel like Thiago might be a good shot to command the back line, because if you've seen, like, he actually, like, stayed close to the back line.
Thiago.
Thiago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he did a kind of similar role in Bayern Munich, where he actually played the defensive role, the number 6 role, and he tried to compose the game. He likes to tone the game down.
yes,
So he's going to be very important. Him and Henderson is going to be very important. And I think what allows our fullbacks to actually run high up the pitch is actually the midfield. The three midfield actually does the work. But to give the confidence to them doing that, Van Dijk was the key
Yes,
aspect
yeah,
behind.
correct.
Of course, Alisson is needed back so badly right now. I cannot tahan Adrian anymore.
Is Adrian like your Peppa?
It's okay, bro. I feel you.
They're Spanish, so I mean, what can I say?
Yep.
I don't think Liverpool has a luck with goalkeepers. Like since maybe Reina was a decent keeper.
Reina was decent. Yeah, he's fair share.
I think he kept his 6.0 rating. He kept his average rating. Like he's a very consistent performer.
Yeah.
He's not a world beater in terms of goalkeeper, but he was someone Liverpool could rely on to a certain extent.
Correct.
Now you have Alisson, of course. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, he picked up the injury. But
He's back in training, right?
Yeah,
might
he
start.
might start actually later.
He
I
might
mean,
start,
I'm not
yeah.
too sure, but
But would you want to risk like rushing him back?
okay. We
keeper
are
is
playing
fine.
Sheffield, I guess. So I think it's not advisable for him to rush back right now. Maybe
why though? Why Sheffield? Why?
because they are. I mean, Sheffield United. They are not attacking so much this season. They are 7.
Isn't that a good game for him to start? Like not so much action. The Liverpool go more. No.
Yeah, I mean,
No, but Sheffield might want to try. Okay, before we go in depth, I think we should just keep this for later.
Yeah, sure. Where were we actually? We went on a tangent again. Like, okay, so Champions League, we had that midweek. Liverpool, of course. Okay, let's just run through the results real quick. Liverpool winning Ajax. It wasn't a very convincing performance. I was watching the game. You guys watch the game?
Yeah, I did watch the game. Actually, I thought Ajax could actually like win the game.
Ajax was
Yeah.
so good
They
on
were
the
so
ball.
good.
They
It's
were
just
like,
that final ball.
It was that final ball, and I mean, I really like how Ajax really played. I mean, even for their possession and all that, they were really penetrating through and getting all the chances.
Actually, Adrian was quite decent in the game.
yeah,
he was okay. He made a suspect decisions. You know, his occasional suspect decisions. But yeah, I just pulled up the stats for that game. I think Liverpool really came into its second half. They have 16 shots, 6 on target. Mane, Salah, coming together. Ajax had 12 shots, 5 on target. So Ajax managed to, in that game, I believe they managed to beat the first press of Liverpool very effectively.
Yes.
They got past their press. They were passing it fast, and they were very, very unlucky not to have scored. They hit the post, I think.
They did very well to
Couple of
penetrate the back line, though.
Yeah, they did. So that comes down to how fast they play. Ajax plays a very total football, fast, kind of one-touch passing and all that. So I think in that sense, Liverpool did well to hold a clean sheet, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like that goals are pretty stupid goal to concede. Like there's like
It's an own goal, right?
Yeah, it was an own goal.
There was
yeah.
there are certain kind of own goals you can concede, but that felt like a bit off.
He could have
Felt
cleared
like,
with his right leg.
Felt like he played for us actually.
It was
That was a brilliant
It was a
finish.
good finish from him.
Chelsea was targeting Tagliafico, if I'm not wrong. Like
Yes.
they didn't get Chilwell, right?
Yes, correct. So
City as well. We were as well at some
We
point.
were, so it was like a third choice behind Reguilon and Telles.
Yeah.
So for City, talking about City actually, City won 3-1. Porto actually taking the lead in the game, I believe. Luis Diaz.
I've not watched the game though. But
I didn't watch the game.
I heard they were not performing that well.
I did see the highlights, but it did flatter the scoreline in the end. Porto were really, really good. But I think it was just some defensive mishaps, especially from Pepe. No idea why he actually fouled Sterling.
Oh, Pepe, it was like a red card offense or something, right? I think there's a talk about something.
Yeah, that was towards the end, but he didn't get a red card.
The goals came from Ferran Torres, new signing. Gundogan, I think it was a free kick. It was
She
outside
both,
the penalty
yeah,
free kick.
it was really good
And there
goals.
was a penalty. Oh, Ferran Torres as well? Free kick?
No, that was
Oh,
like
that was
that was
cut
a cut in and finish.
Okay, Sergio Aguero with his first goal of the season.
Penalty, right?
It was a penalty,
Yeah.
yes, which has prompted some decisions in the FPL front for Mr. Liverpool.
Yeah, man. Kun
But,
is back. Kun.
we'll come back to that at the end. We're going to do a small little segment on FPL at the end. So stay tuned to that. That was Man City 3-1 victory. Good first win for them. The best. Okay, should I go to that first?
How Chelsea's result was.
Yeah, I think we should hype up the Paris result a bit more. For Chelsea, I believe you want to talk about it, Harish? I think the Europa League game.
Yeah, so the big positive was actually the clean sheet. After so many games and countless number of sleepless nights, we managed to keep a clean sheet, thank God. And it was the back five that I actually wanted to see. Edouard Mendy in goal, Chilwell, Zuma, Thiago Silva, and Reece James. I think they were really solid. And Sevilla, no pushovers. We saw last season how they.
United fans know that very well.
Yeah, I mean,
we have bad luck with Sevilla.
Same for us.
Yes. And I mean, with their European pedigree, with about 5 Europa League titles they have, if I'm not
I
wrong.
think it's 6.
5 or
They're
6.
They're the top holders, I think. At least.
Yes. So we couldn't underestimate them, even though everyone was saying actually it was a easy draw that we actually got. But Sevilla is actually a tough team to actually play. And I mean, the game lacked a lot of chances. Werner had a couple of half chances here and there. But I think overall, it was a decent performance and a good point to start.
I just realized the whole group, drew the
Yes,
game. So it was
yes.
like it's 1 point apiece.
So
for
it's
the whole group.
actually, we're all starting on even playing field.
Yeah, I'm just taking a look at some of the stats for the Chelsea game. 6 shots, 4 on target. That's not brilliant, but
Yes.
I guess like looking at the other stats, if I explain why, Sevilla had a majority of the possession,
Yes.
56%. So I think Chelsea is trying to play a counter. I think Chelsea nowadays, anyway, they're trying to play a counter-attacking type of football.
Yes, I think the game management is something that actually we have lacked a lot last season and this season as well, especially in the West Brom and Southampton games. We conceded so many sloppy goals. So that's something that Lampard's trying to work on, and let's see.
I think Lampard did mention like getting a point off this game was a really good point. Like,
Yes.
do you think so? Considering it's a home game,
I mean,
a point.
definitely, I will. Getting the 3 points would be better, but I think the clean sheet was something that I think Lampard was looking at, and the back five was actually very, very solid throughout the whole game. Mendy only had one big save to actually make, and I think that really breeds confidence. We do see, I mean, sometimes whereby a 0-0 maybe it's not a true reflection of the game, but I think it goes a long way in giving that security and the confidence to the Chelsea backline, which we have been needing.
Did Thiago Silva play?
He did.
Yes, he did play.
Okay.
He did play.
It helped bring confidence to him as well. To the final Premier League,
Oh my God.
Champions League
I can
match.
see some smiles right there.
Guess the spot.
Yeah.
Table is trembling right now. So it was a PSG versus Manchester United at the Paris Stadium. 2-1 to Manchester United.
You know that scoreline doesn't reflect the whole game, right?
It does not.
It does not.
Because Manchester United could have very, very, very well
We could have
won
trashed them. We could have trashed them.
4-1.
Yeah.
3 or 4-1. Because, okay, Kishan, you can take it away.
I think
what
like
your observations are.
okay, going into the game, I was a bit reluctant. I felt like a draw would be a good result. I think after the first 10 minutes, I felt like we're taking over the game. Like we're taking control of the game. Our midfield was solid. A lot of people will not realize that McTominay actually played a really important role.
He does. He actually does.
Like if he doesn't cover in midfield, actually he goes back to the back line and he makes sure the job is done, and then he distributes the ball out.
Do you think that he should start ahead of Matic?
Yes,
Definitely.
100%.
100%. Because
Yeah.
McTominay can do both roles. He can cover the midfield line, and not he can slide it right back if one decider pushes out.
Mm.
Because that's what he does for Scotland as well.
So now Manchester United actually looks like more like a 5 at the back kind of team, right?
It's more of like like in that game it was more of like a back three.
Because the fullbacks pushed up.
Pushed
I
up.
was
Yeah,
making an
mm.
observation on Twitter, and I think I'm not sure if I covered it on last week's podcast or on Twitter or something. The key to the game was the fullbacks pushing up, because that limited PSG's fullbacks from pushing up and from Mbappe and Neymar going central, and that's why they're most dangerous. And we limited them a lot. I think Harish has something to say about.
Yeah, I think in addition to that, I think Fernandes, that free role that he had was actually absolutely. I mean, that's the position that he loves to play. I think with McTominay and Fred sitting in, I think Fernandes just loved that space, and he really used that space to real good effect, feeding Rashford and Martial, who played. I think it was a really, really good performance by him as well.
What do you
Fernandes.
think about Alex Telles? His first 66 minutes, I think, was before he got subbed.
How long have you waited for a defender to swing those crosses in? Like, do you remember like Phil Jones taking corner for us?
Oh my god.
What? Oh, that
Wow.
happened?
Under Louis Van Gaal, yes.
Oh my
Van Gaal.
god.
Phil Jones was.
Phil
I
Jones?
still have that picture. He's
Oh
like
my
that.
goodness.
Oh yeah.
Like some freaking professional
I
corner
forgot
tackle.
who-
Over the likes of Rooney and all that.
I actually can
I
find
think
that
we
picture.
played against. I think it was West Brom. I'm not too sure about this,
Yeah.
but I do remember him like being on set piece duties. He did take corners for us.
Oh my
Yeah, I
goodness.
guess finally you all have a proper left back right now to
Check this out.
utilize.
Wow, this is against QPR, is it?
Yes.
Oh goodness. Did he
stuff.
actually take the corner successfully, or was
No.
it?
No.
It was
Clearly
just,
not.
It was just
Clearly
another experimental idea.
It was a centre back
Centre
in a corner.
But I think Telles had a decent game. Like,
Telles crosses were just
no, but
something.
we didn't have the players inside who can hit the ball in.
We'll come to that in the preview. There is some news that has come out last night, I think over the course of the last few hours,
Yep.
about who's going to start and who's going to play for that Chelsea game. Actually, you know what? Shall we go into that? Like, shall we?
Yeah, I think we should.
Okay, the main draw for today's episode, we have a Chelsea fan, of course, and we're going to really go more in depth. We're going to cover the other games as well, but we're going to go more in depth into the big game of this weekend, which is, of course, Manchester United against Chelsea at Old Trafford. So, yeah, like I was saying, some of the news that has come out regarding team selection for Manchester United is that Cavani, Telles, I believe Mason Greenwood, and there was one more player I can't remember.
Maguire.
They're all Maguire. Yes, they were all fit to play. We don't know if they will start. Any Chelsea news regarding? Have you seen anything?
I think there's no injuries on the front. I was yesterday watching Lampard's press conference. I think no major injury concerns. So I think we may probably stick to the same lineup as how it was against Sevilla. Maybe a couple of changes. Maybe James might come out. Maybe Aspi comes in for that more defensive hours. And I think Thiago Silva has to play with Edouard Mendy because once again, like I said, he broods confidence. It's the back line that we actually need to have that confidence. And like I said last week against Southampton, whereby we conceded those 3 goals, he just needed one defensive lapse to actually allow Southampton to score. And after that, everything just went blank. We weren't defending properly, we weren't pressing properly, and that caused us to be really, loose. It wasn't like the free-flowing football that we were playing for the first 35 minutes. Second half, we were all over the place. So I think the likes of Silva and Mendy, I think they have that experience to actually guide us through the games in tough moments, which we will really need against United, against the fast forward line like Rashford. I think Martial is
suspended.
Still
Yeah.
banned, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I was saying, I think Cavani might actually make his debut. Please don't put Igalo in.
I don't think Cavani should start though.
You don't think he should start?
Because
Why?
he has not played for over a year.
True.
Yeah, he has been injured since last year, December, I think. Like, to not play over a year and then to start a game, you're gonna lack match fitness, of course. You can like run all you want. I mean, that's a different thing. But to get into into a rhythm of a game, like that's gonna take quite a while.
Now, who would you start ahead of Cavani? And yeah, segueing into the fact that which system would you use after PSG?
So after the PSG game, like I feel like we would want to go back to the same formation again. But I think, like, no offense to Chelsea, but I think their back line, their midfield is not as solid as PSG's. I mean, PSG's midfield wasn't that great either, but I feel like we should have enough to penetrate their back line because I don't think Thiago Silva has a place to keep up with like likes of Rashford, Mason. If Pogba plays, Pogba has like legs for days.
Which prompts me to believe that Chelsea is not going to play a very high line. It's going to be okay. Do Chelsea actually play a high line?
We do at times. We do play a high line, especially last season. But then again, we don't have that personnel. We don't have that like Kante, for example. Kante was actually the CDM that we had, especially in Conte's season. But when Sarri came over, made him venture forward, and Lampard has not really pushed him back, and he has still put him as the box-to-box midfielder. And the thing about Chelsea is that I think, yes, we do make a lot of individual errors, but one thing I really noticed, which Lampard has not rectified yet over the course of 15 months, is that we need one sitting holding player. When we press, Jorginho and Kante goes.
But do you think Jorginho can do that job, the sitting player job?
He can't.
Because he was targeted for United to play that role.
He can play those. He's a reducer, but to me, I think in Chelsea's system, we need that Partey kind of player. Which I think Arsenal, they got a real good deal from that, and I really wanted Partey to actually come over because I know Kante was going to be that box-to-box player. I wanted Partey to actually be alongside him, and he would have been ideal for Chelsea. But then again, that said, the way Lampard likes to play is that he likes to press and he pushes both the CDMs up, and because of that, there's a whole lot of space that is left exploited, that can be exploited. The recent example would be actually the first game of last season, United 4, Chelsea 0. We had all the possession, all the shots, but just needed one long ball or one simple pass to actually break through our press.
Right.
And Rashford was through, Martial was through, and they were causing havoc. Daniel James also scored that 4th goal, and we were crumbling.
True.
So I think today's game is we need to have that defensive numbers like how we did against Sevilla, and we need to show that we can't give that space
So
anymore.
do you think you're gonna sit back all the way, or?
I wouldn't be surprised because last season we played 4 times against each other. The first 3 times I think we were on the front foot. In the FA Cup, we actually sat back a lot more, and I won't be surprised if Lampard wants to go
Can
to
I
play
point out that the FA Cup game was just all De Gea's fault? All 3 goals.
Yes, definitely.
Oh my god,
Calamity.
that was the start of the De Gea out movement on Twitter. Up till that point, I don't think we've ever seen a section of the United fan base so vocal about having one of our best players out
Yeah,
from the side,
definitely.
from that game onwards, I think.
So I think Chelsea was a little more pragmatic, but then again, I think if United actually played their strongest 11 on that day, they might have actually won. But I saw a little bit of pragmatism in that last game, which probably in a way helped to actually get the result. But then again, yes, the De Gea Howlers were the main cause for the defeat in the end.
Because you have like Southgate's golden boy, like Mason Mount taking
Mason
shot.
Mount.
I don't know where, and then they let that in.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest shot anyway, but I don't know how it actually went in. But
Maguire scoring our own goal in that game as well.
yeah,
Okay, I just want to come to Kumar. Like, I know you're a Liverpool fan, but what do you think? What do you think about this game? Like, from both United and Chelsea side, what do you think each side has to do to come up with the 3 points?
I think both managers have to really approach the game with a lot of caution because they are really, how to say, not in a consistent start, I would say. So, assuring the backline, they need a regular backline, first of all, so in both Chelsea and United. So, that's the base of everything. So, once, if they get it right in this game, I think it will be a platform for whichever team wins. I think probably they will go with that kind of backline. I think we was talk about Tuanzebe at the back, I guess.
Tuanzebe is
But
back,
who
yes.
are United going to sacrifice in that backline? That's the question.
will
I
Maguire
would,
be back?
I would sacrifice a few
Yeah.
players actually.
Yeah.
I
Bailly
mean,
is
I mean
injured.
as a fan, you would
Yeah.
definitely do that.
Bailly
I
is
mean,
As in like our today's starting 11. Who you want to like ship out to
Okay,
help,
see.
Tuanzebe?
It all depends on the system. For me, okay, if we are going with a back four, which I sincerely hope we don't, because we're going to be exposed. Because Werner, Pulisic, all these fast players, they will expose Maguire's mistakes, and that's not what Maguire needs now. He had a solid performance against Newcastle, yes, but this is a whole different ball game. He's not going up against Callum Wilson or Joe Linton. He's going up against someone who's going to run in behind. And all Chelsea need to do is just get one Jorginho pass over the top
Yes.
and Werner with a run, and we are done.
Yep.
No one is catching Werner. No one in the back line. Maybe one Bissaka, but that's not supposed to be his job. He's supposed to be on the out wide.
Yeah.
So for me, I think we should, because PSG and Chelsea have their similarities. They have very pacey forwards. They have very creative midfielders. So I believe we should stick with the same system. We should go with a back five. We should get Telles and Wan Bissaka on the wings. Luke Shaw has a bit of pace to if the ball goes in over the top.
I think
he
Luke
can
Shaw
track
does
back.
well as a centre back though.
Yeah, he did. He was
Like,
very good.
If you don't let
He
him
surprised me as a
if
centre
you
back.
don't let him venture forward, right?
Yes.
He actually does his job.
Yes.
He does.
Actually, defensively, he's improved really loads.
probably his
Yeah.
size is what can call him to centre back also, I guess.
No, okay, see, with a team that has like a Andy Carroll or a very tall striker, they will just plant him. If you play a back, that's when we play a back four. So if you have a fast forward, like a Werner or a Mbappe, that kind of player, we need that back three. We need the assurance. Luke Shaw, despite what many say about his size and pace, I'm one of them. He has more pace than our other centre backs, so he can cover. Like if Maguire is caught out, he can cover that
yeah,
position.
clearly.
So I feel that today, if United were to get a result, they need a back five. They need the exact same lineup as what played against PSG. But what worries me is Tuanzebe's level of fitness. 2 big games might be a bit too much for him in the span of what, 5 days?
Yeah.
So do you think Maguire might replace Tuanzebe? Like,
I see it can go so wrong, yet it can go right as well. See, Maguire's positioning, if he plays as part of a back three, I think maybe he can do a job.
Because I think the centre backs can cover him.
Yes, correct.
That's where Tuanzebe and I think Shaw should actually play, because that their pace can actually cover Werner and even all those other runners like Havertz and Pulisic.
It's imperative though that if we play a back five, we do the same thing we did against PSG, which is push the fullbacks up, keep Chilwell and James or Azpilicueta, whoever's playing the right back role, up the field. So if you keep them up the field, we will isolate Werner. If Werner is isolated, we are good. But the only thing, like I said before, is a long ball, and we don't deal with it.
Yeah, having said that again, I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea also would go for a 3 at the back to actually match up with United's fullbacks as well.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised with that. Because in the FA Cup semi-final, we actually both played 3 at the back, if I'm not wrong.
I believe so.
And we actually
Was
kind
it
of...
Jones though at the back?
no,
I can't remember.
we
Was
didn't
it...
play Jones.
No,
We didn't
no,
play Jones at all.
I think Jones didn't
I
play.
think I confused the other FA Cup game.
Yeah. So it was,
That
I
was
think...
the final game.
Yeah, it was fine.
That was finals, yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's Maguire, Bailly, Shaw?
Bailly, yes.
Bailly, Maguire.
can't
Bailly,
remember the
Maguire, I
other
think Lindelof.
There was a weird thing going on where Bailly was playing almost as a right back. So I don't know what was up with that.
I think I just remembered. Bailly got injured. Then you all changed his system for I think that's where the game kind of
Switched up
shifted a little bit because Maguire in the 2, it's not he's prone to that odd mistake and the pace in behind.
Okay, so right, like, what, I'm interested to see what are your predicted lineups like. We'll start with you.
Okay.
What you can go with Chelsea first,
Yep.
and then United fans will take the United one, and maybe you can do both. Like,
Are you okay if we go with 2 lineups? Because I was thinking of 3 at the back and also.
oh yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I think,
sure.
yeah.
Okay, so if
Pitch
you're
your
going,
lineup
so if you're
first,
going with 4 at the back, I would say.
Okay, wait, pause.
Yeah.
Okay, the 2 lineups. What do you predict the lineup to be, and what you want the lineup to be?
Okay.
So let's go with the predicted one first.
I think the predicted one would for mine would actually be the same as similar to the Sevilla game. So Mendy has to play.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
You know why, right?
Is Peter Cech going to be on the bench?
You never know, right? Because
Why Kepa though? Like, why is he like? Why is okay?
Okay, the thing about Kepa is that I think when he first signed under Sarri, he was pretty okay. He's pretty decent. He's pretty decent and all that. He was instrumental for our Europa League semi-final where he actually saved 2 penalties and we went to the final and actually won the Europa League. And obviously we had that issue against Man City in the League Cup final. But going into the second season, I think there was a confidence issue with him.
But why they need to bring back a retired goalkeeper? I mean, like,
I'm sorry.
Yes, no,
I'm sorry.
I mean, that actually tells the confidence that Lampard really has on Kepa. We actually given him so many opportunities, especially last season and even this season as well.
to make him third choice.
No, he's on mad wages, am I right?
Yes, he's on man wage and he's on a 7-year contract.
Oh my goodness.
He's on a 7-year contract, so we can't ship him out just like that.
Exactly.
And no
Like,
club wants
don't you
him.
guys have like Caballero as well, or has he been shipped out?
No, Caballero is still there, but
4 goals.
even he also is prone to actually making mistakes and all that.
But you have 4 goalkeepers in your submitted
Yes,
squad list, is it?
yes, we
I
have
think
4.
United pretty similar actually. To be honest,
No,
we
we didn't submit Romero though.
we didn't submit.
Oh, yeah,
we
because-
did not submit.
we
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
submit
Romero's
Romero.
out.
Yeah. So think
that's
about-
another issue.
I mean, Czech has still been training with the first team. I've seen
Yes?
videos. Yeah, he has.
Okay.
He's been training Mendy as well. So, and Mendy is someone that he actually scouted from his previous club, Rennes.
Yeah.
So Mendy is really highly rated, and he brings that so-called confidence, which the backline really needs, like commanding presence from corners, from free kicks. Because last season, Kepa was a mess when every free kick that was within the 25-yard line and corners, I was really worried because we're going to concede. And crosses as well. He's not commanding, and he just doesn't give that confidence.
But do you think like including Czech into that squad list, like you're limiting some other players like potential like being playing
Young academy.
Yeah,
keepers.
definitely.
I wouldn't
But
say young academy keeper, but more of like I believe your squad is bloated as well.
yeah, we are.
Top heavy.
Yeah, top,
Very, very top heavy.
our squad is really top heavy in terms of attackers and midfield. But I think Czech is just there. In the event of really, a catastrophe where we have all the goalkeepers injured or something like that, then that's where he comes in. But then again, that actually says about the confidence on levels that Lampard has on Caballero and Kepa because they've been making so many errors, so many individual mistakes, and we can't be affording those sort of mistakes. So, I mean, you never know. Maybe this sort of competition may actually try to make him play better. But then again, I didn't see that against Southampton because Mendy is on the bench. He was injured. That was his opportunity to actually take and say, okay, I'm just going to play better now and go to command the defense better. But I didn't see anything of it.
Okay, in my opinion, including Czech into that list, right, it's going to hamper Kepa's confidence.
Yeah, it could go both ways.
I think Kepa is on the way out. To
Yeah,
be honest
he's
with you,
on the way
I
out.
believe like that whole decision to put Czech in is just stone cold.
Yes.
Lampard saying Kepa you're out.
The question is, who's going to buy a goalkeeper worth 70 million?
Yeah, so you definitely have to take a loss.
He would definitely not go for 70
It might just be like a 2-year loan that we give it to some Spanish club and then we get someone
Could
else,
see that.
like a number 2 or something like that. Because I think Mendy is here in terms of a number 1 because Czech rating very highly. So that's one thing.
What's his FIFA rating?
Mendy, I have no idea, but I think about 78, 79.
Or 79.
Yeah.
Right? But he's a young keeper, right?
Around
He's a
there.
20,
It's about
22, 23.
no. He's
No, he's
26.
27, I think.
He's 26,
Oh, he's
27.
older
He
keeper,
actually
yeah.
has a
27. He's 27.
actually has some backstory
Okay,
to
to
it.
be fair, keepers prime is in their
Yeah,
30s.
yeah.
Yeah,
so,
then Peter Cech came
Not
back,
even
right?
the hair.
Yeah.
He's 38.
Yeah, he's in really good condition from what I see. But there she tells about Kepa. I think he's just gone.
okay, like coming back to your
Yeah, the
predicted
lineup. So the 4 would actually how I would go is actually I'll go with not Aspi. I mean I think Aspi would get a nod, but James at right back, left back with Chilwell because they were really bomb forward and they're a really good attacking threat. Silva and Zuma has to play. And interestingly enough, these two with Mendy, they actually communicating in French. This is what I just heard because they're all French speaking, so that actually helps the backline again. And then as the two would be Kante and I think Jorginho would play.
So you're going with the back four.
Yes.
Okay. What kind of systems like 40?
4-2-3-1. 4-2-3-1. Then I would play Ziyech on the right.
Okay.
Pulisic on the left. Center will be Havertz and striker will be Werner.
I do not. Okay. Yeah. So who's the two centre mids?
Centre mid to be
Kante.
Jorginho and Kante. Because I think Kovacic he might be carrying a little bit of a knock, but he's also not really been performing this season as well. I think Jorginho is slightly better, but the only worry I have is that Jorginho just can't foul anyone. He just doesn't stop anyone in terms of he's
not a physical player.
He's not a physical player. He doesn't like to get dirty and doesn't like that side of it. And Kante might have to do a lot of that work. But I think if you get the press correct, the press right, and get an early goal or two, we can bring on Kovacic and stabilize the midfield and see out the game.
You know what might be actually a very interesting partnership, but this system or formation or whatever you call it, like if you play like a 4-3-3 like that with a triangle shape, two holders and one advanced midfielder, and then you have Kante and you have Jorginho. Kante the destroyer, Jorginho the technical deep line playmaker, and then you have Kovacic in front. Kovacic is very dynamic, can make things happen, right? But you would have to sacrifice Havertz.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by Chelsea's predicament in terms of being too top heavy.
Yes.
I feel like the amount they spent this summer on those forward players, right? Some of it could have gone into a centre back.
I think that's why they let Loftus-Cheek and Barkley go.
Correct, because I think both guys actually they want to get into the England squad as well. Barkley especially. So actually, I wanted one of them to actually stay because we may need that sort of different kind of player.
Okay, let's say like in the event where your predicted lineup, right? Let's say three of those midfielders can't play. Like who can you replace for them? Like who can replace them?
So you mean like Ziyech?
Like, what's your squad depth like?
So we have like Mason Mount. I didn't mention him. We have Hudson-Odoi. Kovacic can also play.
Do you think Mason Mount will play? I mean,
He would definitely play.
He would definitely play.
Lampard's golden boy as well, right?
Yeah, he is Lampard's golden boy. He can really press really well. On his day, he can actually perform really well.
He scored against United, I think. That one. Is it in the FA?
But that was the
FA Cup.
That was the De Gea howler but
no, he has a very good shot on him.
He has a very good shot on him. I think he will start, but he's been playing a lot of games, and I'm seeing his levels really drop. So I think that's why I'm actually going for Ziyech, Havertz, and Pulisic on the left and Werner up front. We need that pace because I think that will really hurt United's backline.
Yeah.
So if you were to go for three at the back, keeper same, Mendy, Silva plays. Zuma can play on the left centre back.
Right.
My right centre back will be Aspi. Aspi has experience playing there.
Yeah.
Right wing back and left wing back would be Chilwell and James.
Yeah.
This is just to match up with Wan-Bissaka and Telles because I think they also play at three at the back.
Yeah.
So at the midfield would be Jorginho and Kante, and then I think the three up front would be Havertz on the right, Mason Mount on the left, and striker will be Werner. Yeah, because I think Mason Mount probably will be playing because of that. He presses a lot and he just causes havoc, that kind of thing. So second half we can change it up a bit and all that. We have Ziyech and all that on the bench. So that'll be an interesting dynamic to see how they match up the fullbacks.
So Kishan, give us your United.
Okay, so I initially wanted to go with thoughts. So you want to go lineup first or like
lineup and thoughts? Let's just blend it together. Yeah. Like why you're putting who where.
Okay, so I feel like initially before coming over here, I was thinking like who would like Solskjaer start. I thought he might actually go back to the back four instead, because I think he has set up enough midfielders like the past two games, the likes of Pogba, Van de Beek, Matic, and all that. I think Fred and McTominay did they play the whole 90 minutes against PSG?
No, I think towards the end they came off. If I'm not wrong, Van de Beek came on for someone.
Van de Beek came on for Telles.
Oh, he came on for Telles. No, I think they played the whole game. They might have played the whole game.
So I think there might be opportunity for like Pogba to start this game actually. In that case, someone has to be dropped.
Yeah, who are you dropping for Pogba?
I don't know who to drop.
Exactly.
I don't know who to drop.
I'll come to my thoughts in a bit, but you can carry on with your.
I actually rate McTominay over Fred because McTominay he does a decent job. He can cover the back line and he actually like pushes forward.
I actually rated Fred higher than McTominay in the PSG game. I believe
Oh.
Fred was something else. Like
Okay,
he
Fred
was
was winning
on
the ball
it.
in midfield here.
Yeah, he was on it. Both of them were really good. But if I had to pick one in that game, I'll pick Fred.
But do you think Fred actually performs better in Champions like European games though? This is what I picked up last season.
He might. Yeah, he might. That's a good point actually.
Like in EPL games, it's always McTominay over Fred.
It's because of that physicality that McTominay
It might be.
It
It might be.
Size.
Yeah.
The
I'll
size.
put it on the side.
Yeah.
Because a lot of
Because
the time
no
I
one
see
bullies actually
Fred,
McTominay. Yeah.
Fred's mind wants to do something, but
Yeah.
his body just says no.
Yeah.
Because he can't reach for that ball right there, you know,
Yes,
and then
yes.
he just counters.
Yes.
Like, but McTominay can do that. He's like rough, you know. He can impose himself on the game. But yeah, Kishan,
So
go
I
ahead.
think I think Pogba might start this game.
You're going to the back four.
Okay, so if I were to include my predicted lineup, so before coming over here,
Mm.
I was thinking like Solskjaer might go for back four, which is what, Wan-Bissaka. I feel like he might actually opt for Tuanzebe again, but this time dropping Lindelof and Maguire. And
So it's a Tuanzebe and
Maguire,
Maguire. Okay.
because Maguire has good positioning on him. Tuanzebe is that fast centre back you need. For my left back, I might actually go for Telles. I've seen enough. I've seen enough of Shaw for like at left back though, because he doesn't know his position that well.
He does not. Shaw cannot play a left wing
I
back. well.
think attacking wise, I don't see that productivity as well from Shaw.
Okay, the thing about Shaw is if he attacks, right,
Yep.
he just stays there. If he defends, he just stays there. If he attacks, he's not going to defend.
He's like a lost child on the pitch.
Yeah, definitely. Like against Spurs, like
Yeah.
we start off with him attacking, right?
Yes.
Throughout the whole game, he wasn't behind. Yeah, he wasn't at the back.
There was that famous line by Jose Mourinho when he was managing us. Shaw had just come off like a fantastic performance. I think he gave an assist and he was all over the pitch and stuff. But what Mourinho said in the press conference was, yes, he had a good game, but I was doing his thinking for him. I think I'm not sure if you guys
Yeah,
saw
yeah,
that.
yeah.
He was speaking behind him.
He was the
Was
one
it the
talking.
Leicester game?
I
The
can't
first
remember
game of the
which-
I
season?
think it was the first game.
It
of
might,
Leicester.
yeah,
And
he
he
scored,
scored,
that one goal.
right?
Yeah,
He
yeah,
scored,
yeah.
yeah.
So Jose Mourinho
Yeah.
was like, yeah, he was the legs, but I was the brain.
Yes.
So
yes.
that's the thing. I don't think Solskjaer is going to do that. I don't think Solskjaer is going to stand at rush line and bark orders at you. So Solskjaer needs to trust that player, and that player is Telles for me, the left wing back,
Yeah.
definitely 100%.
So at left back, I'll assume Telles should take that spot, not
Has
Shaw.
to, yeah.
But the thing is, we can always give our predicted lineups. But I have a strong feeling Solskjaer might opt for Shaw instead.
But as a left back,
As a
and
left
then
back.
Telles on the bench.
Telles on the bench. Yeah.
I don't think so. You know why? Because he brought off Telles, I think 60 minutes in the PSG game.
Yep.
So I believe maybe,
No, but
hopefully,
Could that be
Yeah.
because of
fitness.
he wanted to go for the game though? Like he wanted to win the game because he brought
Yeah.
Pogba for Telles.
Was it Pogba for Telles or Van der Beek for Telles?
Pogba for Telles. Van der Beek came in like last.
To
few
change the
minutes.
shape.
To change
right?
the shape. Yeah.
No, because you know why? I don't think he could have brought off. Actually, you're right. He could have brought off Luke Shaw.
Yeah.
As a good. Yeah, you know, yeah. Okay,
Because
carry
he
on.
trusted Shaw to cover that left flank. Though.
It was a diamond. It was actually a midfield diamond.
Yeah,
Like
it
we
was a
haven't played a freaking diamond. Like I don't know when's the last time we played
Last
a
time we
diamond.
played the diamond was against West Ham where we lost 2-0.
Right. So yeah. So okay, what's your back line? You're going with the back four.
So yeah, back four of Wan-Bissaka, Tuanzebe, Maguire, and Telles. I feel like with Telles at the back, I think Maguire doesn't have to take command of that back line as much.
And with Telles, I think he's really a box to box. He really covers defensively and offensively as well.
Yeah,
right?
he knows when to make that run.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
he's a really intelligent player. Though.
Yes,
I'll
yeah.
give him that. My main two midfield will be McTominay and Pogba.
Okay.
I think McTominay will do a decent job. Should Wan-Bissaka push forward, McTominay can cover the right back.
Because I won't be surprised if actually McTominay might just sit on Werner or maybe Havertz and
Yeah,
just
maybe.
man mark him. And
Like
do
what
a-
he did with I think Neymar in the
Yes,
PSG game.
yeah.
And then Pogba to push the ball forward, stuff like that.
So Fernandes ahead of them,
Of course,
100%.
he's our club captain, not
He-
Maguire.
Okay, so yeah, you were saying no Cavani. So who are your forwards?
I would think Rashford might play in front.
Okay.
On the left might be Dan James. On the right might be Mason.
Hmm.
Because James had a decent game against Newcastle though. Even though he did not do as much, I feel like there was like significant improvements compared to last season.
Yeah, when he comes off the left, he's a decent player.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
a 6.0 player for me. Like,
So what about Juan Mata? What about him? I thought he really had a decent game against
He did,
Newcastle.
but the thing is, you're playing against Chelsea. You will need pace to penetrate the back line. if I want to change the game like midway, like throughout the game, I'll bring Mata in.
Yeah, if it's not working out with the first tactics, like bring on Mata, switch it up. That's the good thing that United have in terms of team selection. They can switch systems with the players like quite fluidly.
Because against Newcastle is more of like a low block team.
Yep.
You already have one pacey forward, which is
Yep.
Dan James. You need someone who knows how to unlock those defense, which was Mata.
Yep.
So that worked well for us. But against Chelsea, I feel like Chelsea will not want to sit back.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, they will want to sit back at certain duration of the game, but they will want to push forward as well.
Because my worry is actually Rashford, because it's a very good record against Chelsea.
Oh,
I
that's
think
it.
that was 6 goals against them, and last season scored twice. That free kick against.
That free kick.
That free kick.
Wow, what a goal that was!
I was in class watching
Yeah.
it. Like the teacher was talking right there, and I was like,
I actually saw that goal and off the
Yeah,
TV and just went to sleep.
I
But,
would like to shout out Rashford for doing his job, doing the Prime Minister's job at
oh,
yeah,
England.
absolutely brilliant. Yeah,
he's
he's
doing it on the pitch and off the pitch at the moment.
Definitely.
I think he's going to be the key player for this game, because I
Has to
think he just needs one chance and he scores, because I think his finishing has also been taken to a
Technically not really
level.
though, because
Is it?
we did see him getting more than one chance against Newcastle and against PSG.
Okay,
I think he has a slow decision. He's quite slow when it comes to
Yeah.
decision making.
That's his biggest flaw.
That's his biggest flaw. He doesn't know when to
decision
square the ball. He doesn't know when to pass the ball. He doesn't know when to shoot.
Okay, so wait, we'll do predictions at the end, right? So
Yeah.
okay. So for me, I'm just going to quickly go through my predicted lineup. It's a bit different from Keishan's. I'm going with just the same lineup as against PSG, a back five. But instead of Martial, obviously suspended, I'm going with Cavani. I think that if we have 2 strikers up front, and if Chelsea play a back 4, we will have a very good edge. Again, for me, Cavani is a great target man.
So
You know-
are you waiting for Telles to bring the ball to Cavani though?
I know I've seen it a lot on Twitter that's the ideal scenario, but I don't care about that. Like
Right.
Telles can cross to anyone on the pitch. It can be Luke Shaw up the pitch and then Telles crossing to Luke Shaw for all I care. But like for me, Cavani, what he does is his finishing, his decision making, the experience is there. So if a Rashford loan up there, I feel like it's going to be his decision making might cost us. His
Right.
finishing is good, but his decision making is not. So with an experienced head next to him like Cavani, I feel like if they talk on the pitch, it's a good shot for them. So exact same lineup as PSG. Maybe we'll see a change in Lindelof to Maguire.
Right.
But Tonzebe has to play, I think. And Cavani with Rashford up front. And
So who's your
Fernandes
midfield?
behind them. Midfield of Fred and McTominay. I tweeted it this morning. Actually, the Scott McTominay-Fred partnership, especially for big games where we are not the aggressors, we have to play that Scott McTominay and Fred partnership. They cover the backline very well. Against Newcastle, we saw it. Against PSG, we saw it. So I believe, like, for now, to stabilize the team, to just get that third win on the table, on the board, we have to have that defensive solidarity at the back. And
So you're saying we have to proceed with caution?
we have to definitely proceed with caution. We cannot be like how we reacted last time when we won PSG 3-1 and then we came back to the league and then we just screwed it all the way to the end of the season. We have to throw that game out of our heads. I know as fans, we can enjoy it a bit, but the players, they have to throw that game out of their heads. PSG is done.
Totally agree.
Now it's Chelsea. Now it's 100% on Chelsea. Our league form has not been great. We have to get a win. If we get the win against Chelsea, the confidence is going to skyrocket. And then I think that's where our season really starts. And then we can see where we can go from there. But okay, we've talked a lot. We've gone in about United and Chelsea. I feel like we've covered that really extensively. I think for now, let's quickly just jump to the other top 6 games, maybe top 5 games. Starting off with Liverpool. Who's Liverpool playing against?
Sheffield United, I
Okay,
guess.
yeah, so Liverpool, Xiao, please, you've been a bit quiet, but
No man, I've been just absorbing you guys.
you've been a bit quiet
So
today,
much
but
of insights of United and Chelsea is
Yeah,
very
Badly
interesting.
affected by Van Dijk's injury.
Yeah.
I think it's just like licking your wounds at the side. But okay, yeah, tell us, like Liverpool against Sheffield, a very good game for Liverpool to come back from their disappointing draw last week. What do you think? What's going on with you?
I think we will have a fairly good game because Sheffield rarely attacks this season and
they've
they've been
been
quite.
poor form this
Yeah,
season, right?
I mean they have our boy Brewster with them right now.
It's a seal, right? So he can play against Liverpool.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he can definitely play against us. the irony will be him scoring against us lah.
Okay, bold shout.
What do you think
Brewster to
about
score.
like a 1-0 scoreline to Sheffield? Brewster scoring at last minute.
Oh.
Yeah, very
Oh.
very possible, bro. Very possible. Yeah, judging by
Can I add
our
maybe
backline.
a Joe Gomez howler?
No, or maybe
A deflection of Joe Gomez. From
yeah, maybe Adrian will kick the ball off Joe and slice in. It's possible. He did try to kill him in the Ajax game though, almost like the way he cleared the ball.
I
Yeah.
saw that clearance.
We're already lacking of centre backs, and he goes on and does that. So yeah, I think we'll have a very decent game. I hope that we can keep a clean sheet, which I think we will.
Sheffield's
So
only scored 2 goals this season. So
yeah, so that explains it. And I think Mane, Firmino, and Salah was taken out of Ajax game at about 60 minutes. So
Yep.
yeah, almost
So should be
around there.
rested.
Yeah, so they were rested for this game. So I think they'll be fresh and ready to go again. So yeah, see a Liverpool win tonight.
how do you want them to line up? What's your
Okay, basically Adrian definitely will start. I don't think we should rush Alisson back for this game. Right back Arnold, left back Robertson, centre back I think we should go with Fabinho and Matip instead of
is
Gomez.
fit? Matip is fit.
Yeah, I heard that he was training with the squad. So yeah, we can actually put Matip instead of Gomez. Then the holding mid I think we should go with Thiago, Henderson and Wijnaldum pushing up at the other 2 midfield slots, and the front three is as always Salah, Mane and Firmino. So yeah, if they start this way, I think we have a very good chance of winning the game by at least 3-4 goals
I
maybe.
don't think it's an easy game, an easy win for you guys. So like
You
today.
don't think, or
No,
you think?
I do think. I
Oh,
do
you
think.
do.
It's an easy win
Yeah,
for
I
you
think.
guys. I think like you guys have enough firepower to like get the job done.
Yeah,
Like,
and-
no matter what happens at the back, I think you guys have enough to win the game.
Yeah, and I think the guys are actually quite pumped up for the game because they know that
tragic loss of Virgil.
yeah,
van
I
Dijk
think
has
it
inspired
should
them.
actually like
Thoughts and prayers, rest in peace.
we shall see. We shall see.
No. All jokes aside, I think there's an interesting thing I saw on Twitter. Like I think yesterday or day before yesterday, some people calling for Firmino's head, playing Jota in that front
Yeah,
three
oh,
ahead of Firmino.
There was
What do you think?
there was news that he didn't score and all that, but
No,
Yeah, any
like I
views
said, I covered this last week. I think Firmino is the system for us. So
I
if
think
we
you should have
actually
some merch made. Firmino is the system.
yeah, I'm gonna do a t-shirt right there. Bobby is the system. So yeah, we have to go with him. I think if we take him out for most of the games, it's not going to be
But
helpful.
like, what's the
So-
consensus behind like thinking like Firmino is not the answer? I mean, to me, although I don't support Liverpool, I feel like he fits perfectly because he does play like a good false nine position.
he is instrumental to how Salah and Mane actually can go in behind.
Yes, correct.
And they've scored so many goals through his unselfish play.
No, it's part of the narrow-minded thinking
Yeah.
that a number 9 has to have goals and assists every other game. It's
Exactly.
it's just a stigma that
I mean, football has really changed over this course of the
Yeah,
20 years.
clearly-
Number
clearly
9s
that's
are
changed a
now
lot.
becoming false 9s.
Yeah,
And
but-
even Harry Kane, look at Harry Kane now. He has more assists than goals,
exactly yeah.
right?
That's a good comparison. So okay, we have covered the Liverpool Sheffield game. I'm just quickly going to look at the other top 6 fixtures here.
I think Arsenal's playing Leicester though.
Yeah, let me just quickly get your. You know what? Let's just transition into. We'll talk a bit about the fixtures, right? And then we'll give our predictions for the fixtures, and then we'll run back up to Liverpool and run back up to United Chelsea prediction right at the end. Okay, so you were saying, Kishan, what were you saying about Arsenal?
Arsenal should be playing Leicester on
Yes.
Monday morning.
Monday 3:15. Yes.
Yeah.
So Sunday basically, but early parts on Monday. So yeah,
that's a
what-
tough game to predict though. Think about it.
A 3-3?
Oh yeah, so like if you don't know how
I mean,
to
every
play,
week we do see 3-3s, right?
Yeah.
No, the Premier League's mad
He's
in terms
mad.
of defense.
Yeah,
like,
I think
don't
there'll be
know.
one game that's definitely going to be a crazy one.
Could be Chelsea United, no? Who
Yep.
knows?
That could be another one.
So yeah, so Arsenal Leicester.
what's Leicester's current form actually?
Actually, they're
Leicester's
poor form,
current
if I'm not wrong.
form
Because I know
is-
they are not doing that.
Yeah, no, they're okay. They're in 5th position now. That's
But they have
2 consecutive losses, if I'm not
Is
wrong.
it?
2 consecutive losses.
Yes.
Yes. They've scored
one of them
12
was
goals.
against Villa.
Scored 12. Yeah, scored 12 goals and conceded 8. And part of that 12 came with a 5 against City. So we can't really look into that much. But they're not bad right now. They're hovering about like right around the top 4 positions. Arsenal right behind them with the same sort of results: 3 wins, 2 losses. Scored less, conceded less as well. There's one thing I've seen about Arsenal is they've conceded way less goals.
Okay, Arsenal's loss came against City and Liverpool this season,
City
right?
and
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Liverpool.
lost to both the big teams that they have played so
Yeah.
far.
So they have a thing against big
Big
teams.
teams. They can't perform against big teams at the moment.
Yep.
But I think like defensively against the smaller size, the mid-table size, they look a bit more solid. They're not conceding that many goals. There's those very sloppy goals.
So I think Partey to come in, I think will take
Will
that
really
into
show it up,
another level. Yep.
So so what do you guys think? Like besides that,
It's a big
Leicester
question. Like, where's Aubameyang going to play?
he has to be up front.
Because
me.
I think that was like a topic where he wasn't performing on the left wing, right? And he
Yeah.
was dropped against. Did he play against City?
Yeah,
He did. Alba started against City.
I think he played up front that game. Am I right? Lacazette didn't play.
Lacazette didn't play. I think it was
Mm.
Alba and was it Pepe?
Pepe? Someone on the...
think.
Yeah, it was
I think
Willian
so.
on the left and Pepe on the right.
Yes, correct.
No, I know
No,
William played.
William played.
up
Pepe
front.
didn't play. I think.
No, Pepe played against City actually.
He started
Yeah,
against
Yeah, he started.
I
He
just
played on
think
the right.
Aubameyang was a striker in the game.
Yeah, he
if
was
I'm not wrong.
forward.
It was after some time I saw him playing as a striker.
But I mean, I honestly see a Arsenal victory here lah. I mean, they're playing at the
Yeah, right.
Emirates.
Pepe was on the formation online it shows Willian as a centre forward and Aubameyang coming in.
Yeah,
from
because like I saw on Twitter where people wanted like Emmerich to play up front because he was playing too much on the left, and that's why Arsenal couldn't like finish the game off.
So okay, I'll segue right into the predictions. What do you think for the Arsenal Leicester game? Start off with Kishan.
I think it'll be a 2-2 draw.
2-2 draw. Okay. How about you?
I'm going for a 1-1.
1-1, 2-2. We got 2 draws on the table. Come on.
I'm going for a crazy scoreline, 4-4 guys.
Oh, wait, I thought you just said Arsenal's going to win the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suddenly just changed my mind. I'm so sorry, Simon.
Okay, so you're going for a what? 4-4. You
Yeah,
got a 4-4.
okay.
We got a 1-1. We got a 2-2.
Yeah.
So I'm going to see a 3-3.
Nah, I'm gonna say Arsenal win. I think 2-1.
I mean, looking at the season, it's throwing up all kinds of results.
It's crazy,
So,
yeah. I believe like with Arsenal's a bit more cautious approach, and they can maybe hold off the scoreline to be a lesser one. But we'll see. Okay, so let's go through the other games real quick. I'll start with the boring ass ones and then just look at the fixtures. Fulham versus Crystal Palace at 10 o'clock. No offense to Fulham and Crystal Palace fans. I know 2 of them follow our Twitter account. Like two fan pages
Yeah,
actually
shout
follow
out
our
to them.
Twitter account.
Wow,
Shout out
that-
to you guys, but I'm sorry, no one's going to watch the game. Fulham and Crystal Palace predictions. What do you think about Fulham and Crystal Palace? Is there anything to really think about?
I think it might be a Zaha masterclass. No,
Could be.
it might be.
Fulham's defense is a bit
Yeah.
meh.
I might
So,
go for
yeah.
a 3-1 to Palace.
3-1 to
I
Palace.
think away from home, Palace are really, really solid.
Yeah.
The pace up front, I think might do the job.
No IU though. IU's unfortunately down with COVID.
Oh,
Yeah.
So it's going to be Batshuayi.
Batshuayi.
I think that's enough to
That's
be
enough.
honest.
Yeah.
So what about you, Kishan?
It's quite a tough game to predict though. I mean, Fulham is like
Yeah.
it's also some trouble right now.
Yeah.
Their star man not performing, Mitrovic.
Yep.
Couldn't even score against.
Missed the penalty, I guess.
Yeah,
He's
missed
very
the
off.
penalty.
He's very off
Yeah.
at the moment.
missed penalty last week. I think all the chances were like going everywhere but the goal.
Yeah.
So, but Lukman looked good.
Adebayo looked
Adebayo
He
good.
looked good. So, I would think Palace might edge this like a 1-0 or 2-0 victory.
1-0, 2-0. I'm going with 2-0 as well. Akuma?
No,
Liverpool Xiao? I mean, sorry.
I'm going to disagree with you guys. I think Fulham might actually win this game.
Their first
Because
game.
because I think this is the game that they can actually look at as in their next few fixtures and say that this probably Scott Parker will tell their team that this is where we can actually nail down a win. So I'm looking for a Fulham 2-1 win.
I don't rate Fulham whatsoever. It's not
I-
Fulham. I don't rate
Yeah.
Scott Parker as a manager.
Yeah, of course not. Of
whatsoever.
course not. Yeah, but I think they got
I think they just
No,
got a
but he did a
solid.
decent job like in the championship though.
Yeah.
Like from where they were to finish like in the
Yeah,
top 6
yeah.
last season.
They won the playoffs, is it?
They won
Yeah,
the playoffs.
they beat Brentford actually. Brentford was the
Brentford
favourites.
was the favourites to go
Yes,
up. Yeah, I would have
yes.
liked to see Brentford. To be
Yeah.
honest.
Same.
Okay. Let's see. Another interesting fixture is Southampton versus Everton. Everton are one of the big dogs this season, so actually I kind of forgot
Yeah.
about that. But yeah, for me, I'll just kick things off with Everton. I think we're all thinking the same thing. Dominic
Yes.
Calvert-Lewin. James has to play. I know he's an injury doubt at the
In,
moment.
No,
out,
he's
in,
injured.
out,
He,
in,
no,
out.
but
he's
Ancelotti
injured.
said he trained and he might feature or start.
Well, that's not going to do well for my FPL though.
Okay, so I think James has to start. I think that midfield trio, Alan, Andre Gomez, and Dokure, very good balanced midfield. I mentioned this last week as well.
Oh, Richarlison is missing though.
Richarlison is missing.
Oh, yeah, he's-
I don't think they'll miss him much, to be honest, because he has been very
Iwobi
touch
comes in,
and
I
go.
guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Iwobi can
Iwobi
do
comes
his
in.
job.
Yeah.
with a more, I think Richarlison is more of a I need to score kind of person. He will be more of the creator.
Yeah.
Like he will beat his man and put a ball in. And Calvert-Lewin is perfect for those kinds of situations. Southampton, I think Southampton lost. What was the result?
They drew last
Oh
week.
yeah, they drew against Chelsea last week. So
Chelsea, yeah.
very good shot for them as well. They scored 3 goals against Chelsea. For me, I think this game is. I think Everton's going to win again. I think that right now they just. I don't think they can lose at the moment. Although we saw Aston Villa lose last night, we didn't talk about that. But Everton to beat Southampton, I think 3-1. Dominic Calvert-Lewin with a brace.
Wow.
James with a brace overseas.
That's just FPL talking right there.
So what do you guys think? I'll go around.
Wow. Who would have thought that Everton would be unbeaten at this point? Like
against Liverpool as
definitely.
well.
Yeah, I mean up to this point they're still.
Spurs.
I think they still hold the unbeaten record, right?
Yeah, they're still top of the table.
Yeah.
They're the only unbeaten team, I think.
For now, yes.
Aston
Aston
Villa
Villa got beaten
yes, I
yesterday.
think they
Yeah.
are. I think they are.
Unbeaten
Yeah.
team.
So I think, but I think that they might draw again, I guess, because Southampton likes to cause problems to teams, any team they play. So Ings is also still on form. Che Adams is coming around, so I think I see like a 2-2 draw in this game.
2-2 draw.
Yeah.
Nice. Kitchen.
I think this is where I'm going to come in and say I predict Southampton will win.
Southampton win.
Nice, bro.
Because like, if you want to remove Richarlison and okay, let's say in the
James.
event of like James not playing, you're going to go back to a system where they were like last
Yeah.
season.
Mhm.
I mean, of course, like with addition of like who was that? Alan and
Alan Doucouré.
Ducouré, yeah.
And a fantastic on form Calvert-Lewin.
Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think Southampton should have enough to win the midfield battle. Ward-Prowse, Romero, and all that.
Might be low scoring.
It might be low scoring. That's why I'm going for a 1-0 Southampton victory.
Good shout. That's tomorrow at 10 p.m.
Mm.
The Sunday game. We have Wolves and Newcastle. Sorry. Brighton and West Brom.
I believe Harish have not given your
Oh, wait,
yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
my
sorry.
bad.
I forgot
Southampton,
about that,
Everton. Yeah, go ahead.
I think Southampton will win. I think it'll be a 2-1 result. Everton do score, but at the same time, their defense is not that great as well.
You going for a Southampton win?
Yes, I'm
as
going
well?
for Southampton to win. I
Okay.
think Danny Ings can do the job.
I don't
Do you have him
I don't
in
think they have a
FPL?
right back at the
Just
moment,
curious.
right?
I don't have him.
But
okay.
I think
yeah.
Everton is lacking a right back at the moment.
I think
Seamus Coleman.
No,
Seamus
I
Coleman
think John Joe Kenny is going to start.
Is he back?
Probably, yeah. He's
He
back.
might.
Carlo Ancelotti said
But
that
I'm not
he's
really
training.
convinced with Everton's defense. That might be the Achilles heel this
Yeah,
season.
correct.
So Southampton is the kind of team that can produce a result like this. So it might be a 2-1.
For me, I think if James plays, Everton win. If James doesn't play, I think
Yeah.
Southampton will win.
Yeah.
So that's really down to the Colombian. So so I was saying Brighton against West Brom. Kitchen, do you want to talk about Brighton?
Okay, Brighton actually does have a good system
Yeah,
under
they do.
Yeah.
Potter, of course. West Brom, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, some games you see them performing,
Yeah.
scoring 3 past Chelsea, no offense,
Yeah.
and then like conceding 3 in quick succession.
Yeah, their defense is not very good. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, to keep it short, I feel like who's playing against
Brighton,
West
Brighton, West Brom.
I think Brighton,
You
right.
forgot it. That's how entertaining this game is going to
Exactly.
be.
Like, yeah.
That's a Monday night game, I guess, is it?
It's a Tuesday morning, Monday night.
Okay.
See, perfect time slot for board games.
Very good. I'm glad they're doing this more often now.
Yep.
It used to be the big games.
I think Brighton should have enough to win this game.
Okay.
Neil Maupay, Trossard.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they have the firepower.
I had to sell Lewis down. Stupid red card. Last
Oh,
week.
God.
That silly challenge that he made.
Oh my god.
But I think they should have a good backline as well. Ben White,
Yeah, that might
yeah.
decent.
Linked with Liverpool as well.
that former
Yeah,
Chelsea
yeah,
Ben
yeah.
White,
back,
right? Yeah.
Chelsea as well, right? I think
Tariq
he was
Lamptey,
looking
such a
at-
talent.
Oh, Lamptey.
Yeah.
Jack Lamptey as well.
Yeah.
So I think it should be enough. I would
Brighton
say
at home as well.
Brighton at home. So 3-0 Brighton.
3-0 Brighton. How about you?
I would say at least 2-0. 2-0 Brighton.
2-0 Brighton.
Yeah.
For you?
Yeah, I'm going with a Harish prediction. 2-0 as well.
2-0 Brighton.
Yeah.
I'll go with a 1-1 draw.
Wow.
That means
Just-
that's a
just
West
to-
Brom scorer.
No, I don't have Pereira anymore.
Pereira.
I don't have Pereira. Last week is not a motivated decision, but yeah, I don't have Pereira anymore. So I think I don't know. I just got a feeling it's one of those draw games. What have we not covered? So
Wolves.
Burnley, Wolves and Newcastle. Wolves last time out they beat Leeds United 1-0. Very unpredicted decision. I think a lot of us thought Leeds will
Yeah.
win that one.
Correct.
So yeah, I think for me,
What was Burnley's last game though?
Burnley's last game was against
nil-nil.
West Brom, bro.
West Brom. It was a 0-0. It's a 4 draw. Yeah. Okay. So for me, Wolves, Newcastle. I'm just going to quickly go into the predictions. I think, not motivated by FPL whatsoever. I think that Wolves will win. I think they will win with a 2-0 result. I think Newcastle. I think they'll keep a clean sheet. Yeah, Kumar, what do you think?
I think I'm going for 2-1 for Wolves. Yeah, they might actually concede because I don't know. I just see like a
Hope not.
Callum Wilson goal. Yeah, I hope not. I also have a Wolf I said in FPL, so yeah.
Size.
Size, yes, I have size.
Nearly scored, I think, Size last game.
Yeah,
I think.
disallowed goal.
Yeah, disallowed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Kishan.
I think Newcastle are a surprise dark horse for this season. Like, there are games where they did perform well. Of course, like, they did. I would say they did well against United last week, but they were okay. They were decent. I think Steve Bruce might have enough with like Wilson, Fraser,
You're going for it? Okay.
there's Alan Sack next to me.
Yeah. Oh my God, that guy is crazy.
You guys
That
have
was-
Nani
Yeah.
prime kind of
Yeah.
player.
Exactly. So I think if they sit back, they counter. I think they should be enough. They should do a good job.
Yeah,
2-0 Newcastle.
possible.
I think in this game, the first goal is crucial.
Mm.
So just for that and for FPL as well, Wolves 1-0 lah. I just need a clean sheet.
Yeah.
Or maybe the assist.
Okay, so our final game, if I'm not wrong. Oh no, we have another game that we haven't covered. 2 games we haven't covered yet. Man City and West Ham.
Ah, nice.
Just a big one.
That's a
And
very
then we have
interesting
Burnley
game.
and Tottenham after that. We will just go through those really quickly and then we'll have our final words on the predictions for the United game and the Liverpool game. And then we will get to our FPL. I'll just pose one question about FPL to you guys, just answer that, and then we'll wrap up the show. So
Alright.
for now, Man City, West Ham, for me, I think it's a team on form versus one of the biggest teams in Europe. So it's very, very tough. But I see David Moyes doing something here. It's West Ham at home. This could be one of the crazy games for me. This week, this could be one of the crazy games because both teams are scoring a lot. West Ham, surprisingly defensively, not that bad this season. They've conceded 6, I think, in the last 4 games. I think it's not 4 or 5 games. It's not that bad. So I think they have Antonio as well, like very physical player. They City centre backs as well got a couple of injuries. Laporte's not playing. I think
that's
Ake
all?
is a
I
doubt.
think Ake is a doubt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ake is a
So
doubt.
they only done with what? Diaz and
Yes, Garcia played against
Yeah,
Porto.
Garcia and
I think those are the 2 players that is going to
Ruben
start.
Diaz.
Mm.
Ruben Diaz, very solid player.
Yeah, he is,
the
yes.
last few
I
games
actually
I
wanted United to sign him though,
Ruben
like 2
Diaz.
seasons
Yeah.
back.
So he could prove very important for Man City. I think prediction wise, I think with Aguero back, with Sterling playing, KDB might start. We don't know. So if KDB starts, I think it might be a high scoring Man City win, like maybe 3-2, 4-2, maybe something like that. If not, I believe it could be very well a draw, like a 2-2, last minute Antonio screaming or some shit like that. Could be, but I'm leaning more towards a Man City win, a high scoring one. Mr. Liverpool, thank you.
I think I'm going for a high scoring win for Man City. I think probably they'll win like 4-1, I guess. Yeah, because of Aguero's influence, hopefully does something. No, I mean Sterling's favorite team as well. I think
Yeah.
they
Oh,
both
yeah.
he and Aguero loves to score
I think
against
last
West
season
Ham.
it was a
So
final win for
Final, yeah,
City.
yeah,
Christian?
I was gonna go for a final victory for City as
5-0.
5-0.
wow, nice.
I think it might be a very tight game. Again, it will be probably a 2-1 or a 3-2.
Possible,
It's
yeah.
going to be a very, very close game. Yeah.
Just with the failings of City's backline.
I don't see
think-
them keeping a clean sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
don't see
I mean,
them.
even though Ruben Diaz comes in, but
They haven't kept a clean sheet, have they?
No,
I think
they-
last
I think
game
they
they
did.
did.
Okay, against Arsenal they
Against
did.
Arsenal. So I
Yeah.
think they should.
But I think
do
West
enough.
Ham is a
Should
little
do.
more attacking than Arsenal at the moment.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
they are more aggressive.
West Ham are pretty surprising this season though, considering what they were like going through in the summer.
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
especially
Yeah.
the last 3 results. I mean, it was shocking actually.
They scored a total of 10 goals actually
Yeah.
last week.
Looks like it's a 10-horse race this year.
And of course, the last result they had against Spurs, I think that's fucking huge.
Yeah.
Confidence booster. So I think that'll be huge for them. Everyone made the predictions, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So the last game we have is Burnley against Tottenham. Decent game on the cards, but Burnley, I don't think they are like the team they were last season.
Yeah, no,
It's a
but
big
actually
map
the
at the
thing about
moment.
Burnley, right, they actually go on a run actually when they start hitting the form, then they go like these 5-6 games unbeaten and have some clean sheets
What's
along
the
the way.
current form actually for Burnley?
I think they've not won
Yeah,
yet this season.
they have only 1 point. They only draw one and lost all the other
That
games.
was last week. We predicted.
Correct. Yeah.
Burnley, they haven't won yet. 1 draw and 3 losses.
Yep.
Conceded 8 goals, only scored 3. They're not scoring, they're conceding.
But then again, the Premier League, you'll never know.
Yeah.
Burnley might just win 3-0 later on,
But could
or on
could
Monday,
this
I
be
guess.
the season where
Yeah,
Burnley
last
just
season.
get found out and be relegated?
Yeah, possible. Actually.
Possible,
Because,
right?
Possibly,
Yeah.
So, okay, Akuma, I'm going to come to you first with the predictions. Spurs, what do you think about them and what do you think the prediction is going to be?
I think I'll give Burnley a goal, but I think it's going to be a Spurs 3-1 win because of the
Spurs
form of Son and Kane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I'm
it
going to agree with you. Like, the form of Son and Kane is crazy.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy.
They're just like playing off each other. It's like
Yeah.
almost a strike partnership.
I think they've combined for a total of
Eight
28
goals.
goals
This season,
something,
yeah,
right?
8
8 goals. I
In the
think
Premier League.
overall it's over 20 something already.
20 something in this season alone.
No,
No,
I mean,
I think
as a
overall.
pair overall.
Right. But yeah,
Yeah.
this season alone, they have a total of 8 goals in the
Yeah.
Premier League.
That's,
So
that's
wow.
really mad. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So you were saying?
I don't think there's enough in Burnley to
Yeah.
score past Loris and all that. I would go for a 3-0 victory for Spurs.
How are you?
Something in me is telling me this could be the shock game of
The week.
the week. Maybe a 1-0 to Burnley, but I don't see that. I think this is the season where they could get found out. So I think it'll be a 2-0 to Spurs. Kane and Son.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm going with a 5-0 Spurs win.
Wow.
Wow.
I see a captain of
Harry Kane? Or
Harry
like
Kane, maybe?
Son? I mean, we'll get to
I
it
don't
later.
know,
We'll get to it later.
I just think that Spurs are very good right now, and
Yeah.
the team's very
Yeah.
balanced. So, yeah, hat-trick in. Anyway, last 2 games, we'll just quickly go through the predictions as well. Liverpool against Sheffield United. Kumar, give us your result.
I think it's a 3-0 victory to us.
Okay, 3-0. Any scorers in mind? No?
Salah and Mane.
Salah and Mane.
Salah
3
with 2 goals and Mane with 1.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
How about you, Kishan?
Possible.
3-1 Liverpool. I
3-1
do
Liverpool.
think Brewster's going to score against you guys. But I think it'll be like a really easy game for
Yeah.
Liverpool as well.
I think it's a 4-0 win for Liverpool.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm gonna match that. I'm gonna go 4-1 to
Yeah.
Sheffield. I mean,
Oh.
not to Sheffield, to
Oh.
Liverpool. I'm sorry.
When imagine that happens.
Imagine that happens.
Yeah.
I won't be, I
we
won't
got
be
this
surprised.
We got this recorded up, so yeah. So final game, Liverpool, City, United versus Chelsea. For me, I'm just gonna kick us out with the predictions. I think it's gonna be 2-1 United. Hopefully, as a United fan, obviously.
I'm going to go last.
2-1,
Okay.
2-1 United for me. United. Harish, you gonna?
My heart says 2-1 Chelsea, but brain says 3-1 United.
Okay, I mean we did give our reasons earlier.
Yeah.
Kumar.
I think Rashford is going to have a very good game this week. I'm sorry to say that, Harish, but yeah.
It's okay.
I
6
see-
goals
Rashford?
against.
I captain Rashford.
Now I know I want to go last. Okay.
yeah, so
Got it.
I actually see a 3-1 actually for United.
United.
Yeah.
It could be those games whereby Chelsea scores first and United comes back.
Yeah,
He us on a counter.
Okay, I think this is a game where we're going to keep clean sheet in the Premier League. I feel like we have
That's
the
a
confidence because last 2 games, we considered my own goal. No one can score against us.
Yeah.
So, I think we have enough firepower in front to do the damage. I was actually going to go for a 4-0 victory,
Oh,
but I think 3-0 should be enough.
Okay, there's some bold predictions this week from the lads at the table. Okay, before we end things off on this week's episode of the Hairdryer Treatment, I just want to pose a FPL question to you guys. We're just trying this out. Like we're gonna keep an FPL small little tiny segment at the end of every week. So for this week, I know Kishan just said your captain is Rashford.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go around the table and ask everyone for the captains and what do you think your points return is gonna be for your captain alone. So let's start with Kishan since we know his captain already. Rashford, what do you think his points return going to be?
I would say 2 goals and 1 assist.
So,
So,
one of the top, like 18 points, 19 points for you, like from a non-captain
I
perspective.
think when I captained him last week, he got 30 points based off a goal and 2
you
assists.
campaigned last week.
I captained him last week.
That was a very good shout.
That's a very good shout.
Very
because
good shout. Yeah.
I knew Marshall was injured.
Oh.
Sorry, not injured. He couldn't play the game. I
Yeah.
knew Rashford was going to play up front.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So about time he starts scoring as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, how about you, Harish? Who's your captain this week?
It's Salah. Can't bet against his home form. I think he'll get a penalty and he'll score it. This sort of games he just gets a penalty or just 1 goal. Maybe just a 1 goal and 1 assist or even 2 goals.
Good shout, good shout. How about you, Mr.
Yeah,
Kumar?
I just saw his FPL page. He has 6 points, same as me right now. Screw Villa, man. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, we didn't really talk about Villa because the game really ended last week.
Yeah, but Leeds were absolutely crazy last night.
If you guys
But
did
Villa
miss the
started
result,
well, right? Like,
it was Leeds throughout.
Grealish had like a goal line clearance.
Oh, was it?
He did.
Oh, wow.
It was Leeds throughout, but Aston Villa had their moments. But the second half, they were just
It's like when you want to bring this player in and he doesn't perform or doesn't score. It's just,
Yeah, but for me,
Coming back to FPL, yeah.
wise, I think Salah probably double digit. I see a goal.
You captain Salah?
Yeah, of course, bro.
Okay.
I mean, Salah for life for me. FPL's number one rule.
Did you captain him last week?
No, last week. Who did I?
Salah, you captain Salah?
Yeah, and
You did?
I
You did.
did.
So it might work this way.
Yeah. I am actually planning to captain him for the next week as well against West Ham, I think, at Anfield. So yeah.
oh, it's a home game as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, to wrap things up, I captain Kane. Not sure why. Just my form in FPL has been horrendous.
Yeah, man.
I'm currently 19th in the mini league that we have going.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's just one of those things. It's just just to pose an example. I took up Benford last weekend. It's because I took this week.
Well,
Yeah.
see, I took up Benford last week as well.
So
Actually, no, I took up Benford yesterday before the game started.
God.
okay, that's even worse.
That's even
Oh my
worse.
god.
So to be honest, I think that Kane might just give a 2-point return this week, knowing my luck. But hopefully not. Hopefully this game will propel me up and start my FPL campaign. But yeah, I mean that's about it for this week's episode. We've gone on again on a 1-hour tangent. Very very long episode, but I hope you guys enjoy it. We talked a lot about tactics, a lot about how each player is going to perform, especially the Man United Chelsea game. Of course, thank you for coming down, Harish. We hope to have you more on the show. Your opinions were very well appreciated.
Harish, where can the viewers find you though?
Yeah, sorry. You want to plug your? Do you
Social
have
media
any
page.
social media or?
Yeah, so you can. My social media is actually L Sasha.
Yeah, it's on.
It's on,
it will be on the backdrop. But any other social media platforms that you?
Oh,
is
you
that
can-
fine?
yeah, just fine. Just Twitter is fine.
Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you for coming down.
Yeah,
the show.
thanks for having me.
No problem. No
Yeah.
problem. We'll
sure.
definitely look to have you more on the show for
Thanks.
other episodes as well. Of course, we have a new signing, Mr. Leopold Xiao, coming back. He's handling our social media as well. So you can interact on Twitter. It's probably going to be me, him, or Kishan as well. He's on Twitter as well. So Kishan, any final words for the episode?
No, not really. I'm just more excited for the United Chelsea game.
Okay, the first game is coming up. The lineups are going to come out in 10 minutes, but
Yep.
we'll let you guys handle that and have a good weekend. We'll see you again next week. We're going to be active on Twitter. We're going to cover all the games, most of the games anyway.
Oh wait, so I think we all should know next week is a big classic, United against Arsenal.
Okay, yes, definitely. That's going to be a very, very interesting discussion. We're looking to have our first episode guest Simon back on. He's a very big Arsenal fan. Or we'll have maybe a couple of Arsenal fans even. Those are in talks as well.
So stay tuned to find out.
Yeah, so stay tuned. Keep locked. We're a new channel. We're trying to find our way forward, and a lot of feedback is very well appreciated. You can drop us feedback on the YouTube video. You can drop us feedback on Twitter. We really appreciate it, and again, we would like to see you join this journey with us. So thank you so much, and
if you do like our channel, do tell your friends about it.
Yeah, especially we are pretty active on Twitter. You can retweet our tweets once you follow us, or
engage with us. We will reply back.
We will definitely reply back. So like I said, thank you for joining us. This week, episode 2 is a wrap, and we will see you again next week with a brand new The Hairdryer Treatment episode. Thanks for joining us. See you.